So, today we are going to study reading comprehension, which is a very important topic in your course. Uh, Although all of you can read, but the act of reading and the act of comprehending what you read are two different things. Reading basically requires the fluent analyzing and blending various phonetics and sounds to create words. But reading comprehension, on the other hand, it involves thinking about the words that were just read and deriving a meaning for just those words and the text as a whole. So, reading comprehensions means reading and then getting what was in the text, what was in the words. In simpler terms, you can say that reading comprehension is the ability to read, to understand, process, and recall what was just read. So that's why it's very important. If I gave you, for example, if I give you any text, then definitely all of you can read the text. But what about the understanding? What about the comprehension? That is very important, that how much you can comprehend that topic, that written text. So having excellent reading comprehension skills is crucial in today's world. It increases the enjoyment and effectiveness of reading and also helps academically. It's not specifically for academically, but professionally and in a person's personal life, a reading comprehension skill is very important. Imagine, for instance, that your boss gives you a complicated document and you can read the words, but you cannot understand what the document is telling you. What then? Is the point of being able to read uh, if it can't help you to move forward? So can you say that only the reading is enough? Definitely no. Reading plus comprehension is very important. That's why the topic reading comprehension has been added in your first English. So first of all, we will move towards that. What is reading comprehension? Reading comprehension means to comprehend, to understand the reading passage fully. A comprehension exercise consists of a passage upon which questions are set to test your ability to understand the content of the given text and to infer information and meaning from it. So the purpose of the exercise of reading comprehension is to ensure that the given passage has been thoroughly understood or not. Usually, the MCQs types questions are given at the end of the exercise, and sometimes the short questions are given, and you have to answer after reading the passage. So these type of exercises are basically made just to check your reading comprehension, that whether you comprehend the a passage fully or not. When we talk about the comprehension of the text, it's not as simple because reading and properly comprehending a text is a complex and interactive process. It requires several different brain functions to work together and most often requires one to puzzle through multiple layers of context and meanings. Usually, the topic which is given you for reading comprehension practice is not as easy. One sentence and the upper meaning and the deeper meaning of the passage are usually different, and you have to find out the answers of the questions which are given at the end of the passage. For this purpose, it is very important. You must be aware that which tips you can use while giving answers to the passage of reading comprehension. So, now when testing your comprehension, basically there are two ways through which your reading comprehension skill is tested. First is following the given passage. A set of questions has been given at the end of the passages, and you have to answer those questions. And number two is a set of multiple choice of questions is given at the end of the passage in order to see if the student has really understood the passage in all its details or not. So while giving the answers, uh, sometimes or even at the same time, some questions can be given to you, and you have to answer those questions after reading the passage. And multiple choice questions can also be given to you. Uh, when we talk about the types of reading, basically there are three basic types which you have to utilize while solving the passage of reading comprehension. First is in depth, second is skimming, and third is scanning. And while giving answers to questions, you have to utilize all these reading skills depending on the nature of the question. So, in depth reading basically is in depth, extensive reading of the text thoroughly, means thoroughly reading the text and understanding the deeper meaning of the text. Skimming basically refers to reading a paragraph quickly to get an idea of what it is about without trying to understand its details. And scanning is just looking towards the passage and finding out your required information. Here you can take the example of the phone number. If when you are looking for a phone number in a directory, then definitely you will directly try to find out the numbers and avoiding the others details. So, scanning you can utilize while giving the answers to multiple choice questions. Basic, and basically, when you are when you are reading comprehension, passage is made, and after that, questions are specifically made. Then, and the examiner always keep it in his mind that he gives you three types of questions. First types of quite easy questions for which you can go for scanning. Only through scanning you can give the answers of the quite easy question. And second are second level question which requires a little bit of reading and your comprehension and your understanding, for which you have to utilize your skimming reading skill, your reading ability of skimming, and you can find out the answers of those questions. And in every paragraph, one or two questions, usually one question, and sometimes two questions are given for which you require the in depth reading, in which usually the point of view of the reader is asked, and sometimes your point of view about the passage is asked. And for giving the answer to that question, you have to go for the in depth reading. So, for solving the reading comprehension passage, you have to utilize three reading types: in depth reading, skimming, and scanning. Because the purpose of reading comprehension is to improve your reading skill, your comprehension skill. So there are few tips for giving answers to the questions which are given at the end of the passage. So utilizing these tips, you can solve the passage of reading comprehension. First is read the passage fast in order to form a general idea of its theme and its main ideas. Keep it in your mind and that when you are going to solve the reading passage, first of all you must think that how much time you have to solve the passage. If you have enough time, and then you can go for too much more reading of the passage. That's why first of all you should go for at least for twice reading of the passage before moving towards reading the questions. After first reading, you should go for the next time, second time reading, in which you will read more slowly with two aims in your mind. First is to confirm if your first impression was correct, because when you read for the first time, you get an idea about the passage, about the paragraph. When you will read twice, sometimes it happens that you get an other idea, because when you will read twice, it will be in-depth reading. And so the second time reading, you will confirm and that your first impression was correct or not. And the second point which you will keep in your mind while reading the passage second time is to underline the key ideas, that which ideas the writer has discussed in this passage. So after this, read the question and turn to the relevant portions of the passage. After twice reading of the paragraph, you should move towards the questions and you will read the first question. After reading and understanding the first question, it will directly occur in your mind that in which lines is the answer of that question, and you can move towards that passage. So read them again, and when you locate the area, the part of the passage in which the answer of the first question is given, then you can read that those sentences again, and after that you will rewrite in your own words as far as possible. Keep it in your mind. Just copying the sentence from the passage and writing in the form of the answer is not the proper way of solving the reading comprehension. You will try to utilize your own writing skills while solving the passage of reading comprehension. You should rewrite the answer in your own wording. It will be a appropriate answer. So avoid reproducing parts of the given passage. Never write as it is, which is written in the passage. So next point is write down the answers neatly and precisely. The answers should be neat, clear to the reader. So all answers to the questions on comprehension should be clear and concise. Use simple language to express your ideas. So keep it in your mind that if there are difficult words are used in the passage, it's not necessarily to use the words as it is. If possible, you can go for the simple language while giving answer. Your purpose is just to understand the question and understand the answer from the given passage, and then writing in your own word. Keep it in your mind that sometimes in the passage there can be idioms, there can be metaphors, there can be similes. So it's not necessary to focus on those idioms and metaphors if you are unable to understand their meanings.
मैंने तो एकदम दिखता है क्या यार
But you don't discuss with each other. Turn off your mic. Yes. While giving the answers, your purpose should be to give the appropriate answer to the question. Use complete sentences and avoid bullets. But it's if the nature of the question is this type that you want to give answer in the form of the bullets, then you can give answer in the form of the bullets. And if you are asked to give the meaning of any words or any phrase which is given in the passage, you should keep it in your mind that it means the reader is basically asking for a reader is basically asking for the literal meaning of that word. If you don't know the meaning of that word, then read the sentence where that word is given and try to understand the sense of the word, that for which sense that word has been used in the sentence. And it's not mandatory to give the answer of the meaning of that word in a particular one word. You can define that word, you can give the meaning of that word in the form of the sentence. While giving the other rule is this: while giving answers to questions, uh, you should you should follow the rules of grammar properly, because if you are giving answer in the wrong grammar, then your answer would not be acceptable. So the next point, it is about the tips for the MCQs, that if you are going to if there are MCQs given at the end of the passage, these are the tricky questions. For this purpose, you go for the skimming. You can quickly read the answer, and you can quickly skim the area where that you can quickly read the question, and after that you can move toward the passage, and you can skim the sentences or sentence where the answer of that question is located. But you should keep it in your mind that you should tick the MCQs which is correct after thorough study, not in hurry. But if you are getting confused, then leave that part for a few times for a time, and go for solving the other questions at the end. If you have time, then you can go for solving that part. So scan for the target word. For giving the answers of MCQs questions, you need to scan the target words. Once you locate the target words, read carefully around the target word to find your answer. But you should be very careful, because there must be distractions in the questions. Because if the uh, examiner is going to give you the MCQs question, then definitely there will be some puzzling hints as well. So don't spend too much time on a particular item. Skip, but make it a point to go back to the items skipped if you still have time. And one major important point while solving the reading comprehension passage, you should keep it in your mind that you will always answer on the basis of the passage, that what is written in the passage. You will not go beyond the boundaries of the passage. Whatever the answer is, whether according to your culture, according to your point of view, that is acceptable or not, but you have to answer what is given in the passage, not your own views. You will give your own and personal views. Then when it is asked that what are your views, then you can give your own views. Otherwise you will give what is given in the passage, whether it's wrong or right. So here is an example of the passage reading comprehension. We have ample time. Do you have page and pen right now? If you don't have, you can take, because you are at home right now. Yes, Picha.
मैम एक तो ये स्लाइड्स नज़र भी सही नहीं आ रही, तो उर्दू में काइंडली समझा दीजिए।
No issue. But yeah, this is basically you should try to improve your listening skill, because it's I'll try to be bilingual. रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन बच्चे, इट्स बेसिकली अ रीडिंग पैसेज, जिसमें बेसिक पर्पस होता है आपका कि बेसिक पर्पस ये होता है कि स्टूडेंट की रीडिंग एबिलिटी को चेक किया जाए, वेदर दे कैन कॉम्प्रीहेंड द पैसेज, अंडरस्टैंड द पैसेज और नॉट। सो रीडिंग पैसेज को रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन के पैसेज आई थिंक सो आप लोगों ने पहले भी प्रीवियसली भी सॉल्व किए होंगे इन योर intermediate or in any other exam. सो रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन में बेसिकली आप लोगों ने ये पॉइंट माइंड में रखना है कि व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू सॉल्व द रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन पैसेज, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपने वंस पैसेज को रीड करना है। आफ्टर दैट आप ट्वाइस उसको रीड करेंगे। और 2 टाइम्स रीड करने के बाद डेफिनेटली आइडिया विल बी इन योर माइंड कि इस पैसेज में है क्या। एंड आफ्टर दैट आप क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 रीड करेंगे और फिर पैसेज में देखेंगे कि किस जगह पे उसका आंसर आपको अप्रोप्रिएट मिल रहा है, और उस सेंटेंसेस को आप रीड करके अपनी वर्डिंग में उस क्वेश्चन का आंसर देंगे। रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन में एज मच एज पॉसिबल आप अपनी वर्डिंग में आंसर करें, बट आंसर जो आपका होगा वो रीडिंग पैसेज के अकॉर्डिंग ही होगा। आप अपने व्यूज नहीं ऐड करेंगे इसी तरह से वन बाय वन आप एक क्वेश्चन को पढ़ेंगे, उसका आंसर यहाँ से फाइंड आउट करेंगे एंड फिर उसके आंसर को रीराइट करेंगे अपनी सिंपल इंग्लिश में, एंड देन आप उसका आंसर क्वेश्चन का वहाँ पे नोट करेंगे। बस फ्यू पॉइंट्स माइंड में रखने हैं कि जिस टेंस में आपसे क्वेश्चन किया गया है उसी टेंस में आपने रिस्पॉन्ड करना है। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट कि अगर कुछ पॉइंट आपको यहाँ से पैसेज से सम वर्ड्स आपको समझ नहीं आ रहे विच आर डिफ़िकल्ट, तो फॉर द टाइम बीइंग उसको छोड़ दें। यू ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट कि आंसर बेसिकली क्या है, और जहाँ पे आपको जिस वर्ड की मीनिंग नहीं आ रहा है आप उस कंप्लीट सेंटेंस को पढ़ें। आफ्टर रीडिंग द सेंटेंस आपको आइडिया हो जाएगा कि बेसिकली इस वर्ड को किस पर्पस के लिए यूज़ किया गया है। So one by one you have to read the question and locate the answer from the passage, and you have to give the answer. It's quite simple process of reading comprehension. Uh, I don't think so there is too much need to elaborate. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
if it's not visible to all of you right now, I can do one thing, that I can copy and paste the same passage in the chat bar, and I hope it will be more clear to all of you to solve it. Yes, here I have shared the whole passage. No, not complete, told him that.
Ma'am, questions किधर है?
But I'll show you. First read the passage. I can do one thing, that I can upload these slides and you can solve and upload the answers on the Google Classroom if it's not convenient for all of you right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then leave the chat bar. I'll upload these slides on the Google Classroom right now with the questions. Here you can see are the questions of the exercise. You can go for the, you can read the passage thoroughly and after that you can solve it yourself. But I'm giving you only 30 minutes more. Right now I will post it on the Google Classroom and I will give the time there. So you have 30 minutes to give the answers, post the answer there. I'll check and mark those, and I'll also show you the right answer after checking your answers. Clear? I will also upload other sample for reading comprehension, and we will discuss one by one in upcoming classes. And so I think so we should end the class here now. Right after that, keep it in your mind that yes, right now, bache, during class you have to solve it. As I will post it on the Google Classroom, right after 30 minutes, you will post the answers of these questions. I will read and I'll discuss with all of you in the next class that whose answers were right and whose answers were wrong. We can discuss even today. We can discuss in WhatsApp group, but you have to give the answer within 30 minutes. So I'm going to end the class here right now, and I will upload this passage on Google Classroom.
मैम वो मिड के बारे में बता दें कौन से
मैम मिड सिलेबस एंड पेपर पैटर्न भी बता
Yes,
दें।
बच्चे, बच्चे, all the covered syllabus is your midterm
वो तो
एंड मैम
होगा
syllabus.
पेपर पैटर्न।
I will send the detail.
हाँ वो पैटर्न बता
But your pattern is not yet clear. Don't worry about the pattern. As we receive the notification about the pattern, then before midterm paper, I will arrange a quiz for all of you according to the pattern of the midterm paper, and so it will be then it will be easy for you to solve the midterm paper. So before making the midterm paper, I will make a quiz according to that pattern, and you will have to solve that quiz online as you will solve your midterm paper.
ओके
Clear?
मैम अब
मैम आपको कोई
Okay.
आइडिया है कि हमारा इंग्लिश का पेपर कब है?
But no idea. I didn't receive the uh, date sheet yet.
ओके मैम।
But
Okay,
you should
ma'am.
all of you should be there now. I'll mark attendance now. After that, I'll upload uh, activity on the Google Classroom, and you have to solve right now within 30 minutes. I'll also upload after 30 minutes the answers, and we can discuss it in the WhatsApp group. So take care.